Mim, te voy a decir la mamá. C'est bon.
On the 13th of June 2025, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, striking Iranian nuclear and missile targets, Natanz, Fordo, Isfahan, and reportedly killing several senior Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps leaders, including Generals Hossein Salami, Mohammad Bagheri, and Amir Ali Hajizadeh. Iran responded quickly with Operation True Promise 3, launching a combined salvo of nearly 100 ballistic missiles, according to Reuters, and over 100 armed drones at Israel. While Iran's state media claimed hundreds of ballistic missiles were launched, Israeli and Western sources estimated a much smaller number, below 100, and most were intercepted. However, some penetrated defenses, resulting in at least 11 Israeli civilian deaths and more than 200 injuries as far as we know. This exchange represented a significant escalation and demonstrated the evolving threat posed by Iran's missile arsenal. Iran fields a robust and independent missile program comprising several thousand short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles. Its network of mobile launchers and hardened underground facilities, called missile cities, is scattered throughout the country, especially in the Zagros region and near Tehran, Kermanshah, Loristan, Esfahan, and the Gulf littoral. These facilities house transporter erector launcher trucks, storage bunkers, and command centers within mountain tunnels, protected by reinforced concrete and earth shielding. Israel's air operations during Rising Lion reportedly damaged surface assets and a propellant factory at Kojir, but did not penetrate deep underground hideaways. Iran proved capable of shifting operations between hidden sites and continuing launches in spite of Israeli efforts, underscoring its resilient, decentralized missile posture. Iran's short-range missiles, Fateh 110, with an approximate 300-kilometer range, Fateh 313, with an approximate 500-kilometer range, and Zulfiqar, with an approximate 700-kilometer range, are all solid-fueled, mobile, and capable of striking regional targets. Medium-range systems include liquid-fueled Shahab-3, around 1,300 kilometers, Garda, around 1,600 kilometers, and Ahmad, between 1,700 and 1,800 kilometers, along with the solid-fuel Sejil, around 2,000 kilometers, and Khorramshahr series, 2,000 kilometers, with potential to reach around 3,000 kilometers if equipped with lighter warheads. These medium-range ballistic missiles place Israel, and even southeastern Europe, within Tehran's strike envelope. The short-range missiles, launched from transporter erector launchers, or TELs, are typically used to saturate defenses and divert interceptor assets away from high-value targets during mass volleys. Iran's recent strategic leap involves hypersonic and maneuverable missiles aimed at defeating Israel's multi-layered air defenses. The first significant entry was the Fateh 1, unveiled in June 2023. This solid-fueled MRBM is approximately 15 meters tall, weighs 12 tons, carries a 350 to 450 kilogram warhead, and travels at Mach 13 to 15 with terminal maneuvering capabilities. Though Iranian officials describe it as invulnerable, external analysis emphasizes its speed, and evasive flight patterns dramatically compress engagement windows and hinder interceptor readiness. Building on Fateh 1, the Fateh 2, revealed in late 2023, introduces a hypersonic glide vehicle capable of non-ballistic terminal maneuvers. Credible reports suggest it was used in April 2024 to strike Nevatim Air Base, damaging aircraft and facilities. While state claims remain unverified, the deployment hints at serious operational capability within a year of unveiling. In May 2025, Iran unveiled the Qasim Basir, derived from the Shahid Haj Qasim MRBM. It carries a 500-kilogram warhead, features electro-optical terminal guidance, allowing GPS-independent image seeker locking, and a maneuverable re-entry vehicle, or MAV. Its terminal speed of Mach 5, combined with a radar-reducing carbon fiber airframe, challenges even high-end interceptors. Iran's military claims only about 5% of Basir missiles would be intercepted by systems like Patriot, Thord, or Arrow. While likely optimistic, the underlying sophistication is real. During Operation True Promise 3, Iran launched at least 2 large waves of ballistic missiles and drone swarms over the 13th and 14th of June. While most were intercepted by Israel's Arrow 3, David's Sling and Iron Dome, a small number did land in civilian areas. On the 13th of June, missiles impacted Tel Aviv suburbs and Ramat Gan, killing at least 3. Then on the 14th, a missile strike in Bat Yam killed 7, including children. Another hit near Rehovot claimed 2 more lives. Analysts report that hypersonic or MAV-equipped warheads likely penetrated defenses during peak saturation. Additionally, Iranian drones forced Israel to divert air defense artillery. Israel reported firing multiple Arrow 3 interceptors per inbound missile during peak threat, with defense systems operating under sustained pressure. And now, let's consider the strategic implications. First, Iran's shift toward accurate, high-velocity missiles fundamentally challenges the assumptions behind Israeli and US missile defense. Even a few successful strikes could impose unacceptable costs, strengthening Iran's deterrent and constraining Israel's operational freedom. Second, the compressed timelines of hypersonic threats add immense pressure on decision-makers. When both sides fear being struck first, crisis stability tightens dramatically, raising the risk of rapid escalation, potentially drawing in the US. Next, we're already seeing an intensified arms race and deepening cooperation. Israel and its partners are fast-tracking enhancements like Arrow 4 and Arrow 5 interceptors, the Skysonic concept, and Thord batteries, while linking radar networks across the region. Unsurprisingly, Iran is responding in kind, likely developing new penetration aids and hypersonic variants. Furthermore, Tehran's missiles are strengthening its anti-access area denial posture across the Gulf and Strait of Hormuz. Fast, maneuverable warheads now threaten US naval assets and infrastructure, compelling adversaries to position themselves at greater standoff distances and reshaping deterrence dynamics. Finally, despite the growing risks, diplomatic engagement on missile limitations remains stalled. Iran has little incentive to abandon its missile program, and although confidence-building measures like range caps, data sharing, and test transparency could help de-escalate tensions, implementation is unlikely without broader security negotiations. Iran had clearly transitioned to a more modern, layered missile force, combining mass conventional salvos with state-of-the-art hypersonic and precision-guided systems. The intense exchanges of June 2025 proved that in a well-coordinated strike, Iranian missiles can still breach even advanced missile defenses. The message is stark. The Middle East has entered a new phase of missile competition. As opposing powers race to close defensive gaps, the region may settle into a tense standoff dominated by missile threats. Future conflict crises will carry heightened risk, with little room for error and a pressing need for renewed diplomacy or strategic restraint. For an in-depth examination of Iran's missile forces, including technical specifications, historical development, infrastructure, and operational detail, please refer to the full-length companion article on our Substack or on our members and merch site. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and if you appreciate what we are doing, please subscribe and support us by checking out our merchandise shop.